Episode 103, Snobcast. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I think that's how we should start every episode, with a beer.
That's how we start every night.
You good? Everything good?
Yep.
Feeling top shape, Tom?
Oh yeah, since
Look
the
a
last
little tired.
episode.
Look a little tired.
Yeah. It's been a rough week. Imagine it starts off the same way as episode 103. It's been a rough week. Still Tuesday, still here. No.
Are you feeling good?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling it for this podcast. I think we got a couple of good topics.
Yeah, it's going to be a good episode, I think. Steve, you're doing all right there. You look laid back.
Well, I try to be as much as I can.
Well, Steve, let me tell you something.
That was the end of that.
Mission accomplished. You can't be more laid back than somebody who's laying back.
Well, I could be more laid back. I could be in shorts.
Oh,
But I'm
But it's
not.
cold.
honestly
You
though,
know.
when we came back to film this, it was hot. Now
Yeah.
it's beautiful with this. We got a nice little breeze going.
We didn't film anything, FYI, because we have a camcorder.
Again,
We're still hot.
listeners, please.
neighborhood
We're
pedophile.
desperate.
Lend us your camcorder.
Also a streaming service that would enable us to get these things out. No, but no.
I feel good.
Anyway,
Ow.
okay. Royalties.
Son of people say.
That was a good bit.
The thing really that I'm trying to figure out is I'm trying to wrap my head around the fact that Big Mouth is coming back.
Oh God,
And,
stop it!
remember
Remember when we met Nick Kroll?
Great guy.
Remember when he sat literally behind him?
Yeah.
and I told Steve, I said, I mouthed to Steve like, Steve, Nick Kroll is behind you, and he literally didn't know what to do with.
I
his
didn't
body.
know until half the show.
Nick Kroll saw me. He did a "What's up?" like that, and I was like, "No."
I don't want to be at this show anymore. You want to go grab a drink?
We were at the Roastmasters.
Yeah, Jeff
Invitational.
Ross, yeah.
Jeff
Yeah.
Ross,
Yeah.
and Nick Kroll was sitting behind us. And at the end of the show, he was super nice enough to grab my phone, and
Take a couple of
Hey,
groupies.
he's like, guys, let's do this low key.
low key. But then I felt bad because I think other people noticed that it was
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, but I think he got out.
Yeah, it's Nick Kroll.
Nick Kroll.
Yeah. It doesn't matter as long as we got our picture. Thanks, Nick.
Thanks,
If you're
Nick.
listening.
Nick, really great guy. The other thing, I really wish I had interviewed you when I interviewed you and the rest of the writers at Big Mouth.
So you really think he's listening?
I think he is listening.
Who's this?
Nick Kroll.
You know what? I hope that eventually we get to the point where somebody,
Like-
not that we're thankful obviously for every listener that we have
And every guest that we should have on this
and every
show.
guest that
Yeah.
we should have. Honestly, like I don't understand how we still haven't had guests like big Hollywood celebrities for episode 3 of season 1. But that's just a booking thing. We got to talk to our agents about that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, I got to, it's back to Big Mouth. I got to interview, Steve was there at JFL Red Carpet.
Yeah.
I interviewed Jennifer Flackett and Andrew Goldberg and
Jason Mantzoukas.
Jason Mantzoukas.
who by the way, Andrew Goldberg is actually his real life best friend, Nick Kroll.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
And at the interview, they had given, they had just been renewed for 3 more seasons at Netflix.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
So I
what,
didn't know
was it that
three.
day or the day before?
It was the same,
The
like the same half an hour that I
Yeah.
interviewed them. I
Wow.
happened to go on Google, and that was the first thing that popped up.
Breaking news then.
Breaking news. I told them they obviously they knew, but I was like, congratulations, you're signed for 3 more. So I mean, 6 seasons of Big Mouth, like,
at the least.
It can't come soon enough, honestly.
and we're
They've been
literally-
pumping them out quick.
we're literally
Yeah.
gonna grow up. We're gonna see them grow up. We're already grown.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see them grow up, which is really cool. And they gave us some insights about season 3. They showed us a clip of season 3.
They showed you a clip.
Yes, you
Yeah.
weren't there at the Q&A.
No, oh God, I should have been at the fucking Q&A. I had a barbecue that day. It was just like that in the wedding. There's always something.
There's always something.
Very in demand when you're cooking for people.
It's true. But then they did the they showed us a few clips and things, and they mentioned that it was going to start in October, season 3, which is back. And I'm curious to know why adult animated shows are so big right now, and I want to know like your thoughts, because I'm not very big on the animated like adult shows. I really think Big Mouth is brilliant. It speaks to everybody. I was very big on The Simpsons growing up. Family Guy as well. I'll still watch Family Guy and laugh my ass off.
Oh, it's hilarious.
But I don't watch it as much as I used to.
I'm not a Simpsons guy as much anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of dried out. They're scraping the bottom of the barrel on that one.
But who are you?
I'm just fucking doing a podcast reviewing people's art. So,
Right.
Technically I'm an asshole, but
You're a snob.
yeah.
Well, that too, anyway.
Yeah. But the thing is, really, like, I know you guys watch a lot more adult animated shows than I do. I'm curious.
Swedish fish are amazing.
You're having some Swedish
Yeah.
fish? Shout out.
Yeah. To Sweden. For all their fish.
So I'm curious to know why you guys think that's so big and why it's blowing up so much.
Well, I think personally,
Sorry, Steve.
Go ahead.
I always interrupt you. I guess I
Yeah.
do that in real life.
That's why I don't talk.
Yeah, okay. But you watch a lot of that stuff.
yeah, and well, the reason I think why it's getting to such a popular level is because the people who are creating this kind of stuff, they're not much older than us, really. They grew up kind of watching the cartoons of the 80s while we grew up watching cartoons of the 90s. And since it was kind of a newer phenomenon, this started, kind of with the Mickey Mouse type cartoons,
Looney
this
Tunes.
and that. And as it became more and more of a popular medium, by the time you got to the point where these people were young growing up with cartoons, so when they got older, it's what they knew, it's what they liked, so they created it. Us having grown up with, other cartoons as kids, we see these adult things, and it reminds me of all the fun that we used to have as kids. So we're able to enjoy the same medium in a different context.
Yeah, I think it's like you said, it's like a generational thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like your parents, like my parents.
Looney Tunes, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, they got Bugs Bunny, they got Flintstones.
Oh, Flintstones.
Flintstones was their only.
Hanna-Barbera.
That was like their source of like adult humor as a cartoon.
Brilliant, by the way.
Yeah, oh, fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. But like Yogi Bear,
Right.
Jetsons.
Yeah, Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah,
Anything
yeah.
Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's
That's my snob
yeah.
fact of the day.
Exactly. Everybody wants to see
Boo
bear
boo.
get the delicious picnic basket. But the thing is that that did get dated. Now it's just, I feel it's more relevant topics.
But I'll still watch the Flintstones. It's fucking
Oh
hilarious.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's timeless. It's like
Yeah.
Looney Tunes. It's like Looney Tunes when you see Pepe Le Pew jumping around and speaking quote unquote French when it's just babble that sounds French. There's no actual French there, and it's brilliant. It's fantastic. But look at, there's Big Mouth that tackles.
Sexuality.
I feel like it just tackles stuff that we've all lived through.
100%.
Everybody hit puberty.
And people are scared to talk about that shit.
Yeah, it's stuff nobody wants to address. How does nowadays, as a parent, how do you address something that's so readily available online for your kid?
Watch Big Mouth.
Watch Big Mouth.
Shameless plug.
Well, also, I want to say, using a cartoon, it kind of makes something like this much easier to present. Like in Big Mouth, you have the hormone monster. If you're having kind of a live, first of all, no one wants to see like kind of someone 13 talking about like their cock or their pussy, right?
Yeah,
So that kind of helps.
the trouser
Plus-
snake or the man in the boat.
Plus, you could kind of add these little kind of elements that don't exist in real life to kind of make it easier to convey kind of what it was like back then.
yeah, it's.
Wow, this is the most Steve has spoken ever.
No, but Steve does
Yeah,
have
Tom.
another opinion on another show.
Oh.
I don't know if anybody
Well,
hears
yeah, tell
it.
us some of the shows that you...
Well, if we're talking animated, like
Yes,
there's
this is what we're talking about, Tom.
that, no,
Animated shows.
yes, I understand, but there's a difference between animated
Adult
shows
shows.
and anime. You know what
No,
I mean?
no. I don't.
Like I've always grown up watching anime. So
really,
yeah.
This is
So
not
did
a
I.
podcast talking
No,
about anime.
I know, but that's why I love watching animated. It's easier for me to watch it because I already do not. I'm not watch. I mean, I'll watch anime in Japanese, but stuff that I
You understand
watched as a kid.
Japanese?
I hope
Konnichiwa,
to. I hope
bitch.
to. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but I'm sorry because a few episodes ago we spoke about Dragon Ball, and
Oh.
I said I was 0. I used to watch Pokemon, but that's all.
But you
guys,
see, that was anime.
yeah, I understand, but that's all I watched.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of the other stuff.
Yeah,
but
but
you
see,
guys watched Digimon and fucking,
you watched Digimon.
I did watch Digimon. It was great.
You saw Dragon Ball Z,
Of course.
obviously. Who hasn't tried to do, like,
Monster Rancher, Gundam Wing,
yes.
Escaflowne,
yes,
That's
Ghost in the
Spanish,
Shell,
though.
yes.
Escaflowne.
Did you ever see Shaman King or Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh, of course.
to watch
Shaman
Yu-Gi-Oh.
King, I'd heard of it, but never had
What's
anywhere to
Samurai
watch
Jack?
it.
3
No, no.
seasons.
I
was
watched
really
a bit of Samurai. I
Samurai
never used
Jack
to
was
catch
good.
it, really.
Yeah, but it's animated.
Yeah, but it's not anime.
No, it's not anime. It's not
Adult
from
Swim.
Japan
I was
per
just
se.
trying to,
Yeah,
I was just trying to joke.
Yeah.
Anyways,
But that was a great show. It's fantastically done. Like even fucking SpongeBob.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even SpongeBob is a.
I never
have
really,
you ever?
I
You
never
never
really watched it.
It's hilarious.
I
Yeah.
watched it, but I didn't really watch
It's
it. You know what I mean?
hilarious.
I really...
I watched more Rugrats.
Rugrats.
Rugrats,
was fantastic.
yes.
Yeah, of course. But all these
Magic
shows,
School Bus.
Oh yeah, honestly, educational and everything.
It's on Netflix, by the way.
I know.
It is?
Great news.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
The old episodes and the new ones.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Well, you see, like,
New ones?
so
Yeah,
you got
Netflix bought the rights to Magic School Bus.
you got all these animated shows that like we without Johnny grew up watching.
I watched Titanic when I was 6, guys.
Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, my heart goes on too. And now and now like we have like I know Steve's a big Archer lover.
I love Archer. It makes me laugh a lot. I love...
You love the historical aspect of Archer because you don't know what fucking year it is. in
No.
Archer.
yeah, which is a running gag on the show. Because
Right.
so every time they'll be like, oh, what year is it? And they'd be like, oh, yeah, right, good question.
I love. You know what? You know what? I love. I love watching that show with you because
He lights up like a kid on
you
Christmas
you
Day.
light up like a kid on Christmas Day, but also I find zero relevance when I watch it by myself.
Yeah.
Because I had known Archer. I never told you this.
Mm-hmm.
I had watched an entire season of Archer before you ever even spoke about Archer. And I was like, this show sucks.
Wow.
Wow.
And it was
But-
season 1.
Season 1 of Archer.
The best season.
You know?
Literally the best season.
I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get what's so cool about the show. I heard great things
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
then you were like, Archer, blah, blah, blah. So we watched, it's always on. Whenever
Yeah.
you have like 10 minutes, it's on. And I love watching it with you because there's so many references and you're like, yeah, they're in the Soviet Union. And, like, you know. And it gets you hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
The other thing about it, just switching, if you have anything else to add about Archer?
Well, no, I feel like you're going with somewhere with this. I want to see where
Yeah,
this goes.
because I just thought of another adult animated show that I love, and it's 10 minutes long, and it's
Oh,
Mike Tyson
yes.
Mysteries.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, of course. You see?
Not long enough.
Yeah.
Not long. Honestly,
Yeah, but you know what? I feel like it does the job.
It does do
Yeah.
the job. It's
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
Because the fact is that the what makes it so good is that it's so quick. There's such a there's such a stupidly good and idiotic development in 10 minutes.
yeah, well, you know what? That it's so quick kind of adds to the whole like chaoticness of the show itself.
And the fact that Mike actually voices himself.
Yeah.
And there's fucking Norm Macdonald as
You,
a preacher.
you also
Yeah.
got to stop the show at some points and like go back and rewatch stuff because it goes so quick that there's stuff that you can like Pigeon half the time is doing coke. Literally
Yeah,
half
when you
the
spotted that.
yeah,
yeah.
literally half the time he's on screen he's doing some sort of drug.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After you say that.
Also, I mean the show. I feel the
Gets talked about a lot.
the cartoon of cartoons that we really love is Rick and Morty.
You and Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you could say we're two brothers.
You know what I'm talking about, Morty? No, Rip Van
Oh,
Winkle
jeez,
here.
I don't know, Rick.
Yeah, it's such a
The fuck am I getting myself
no,
into?
Johnny. It's because it's such a.
I watch.
It's
like
such
I said,
an
it's the same-
ad-libbed,
it's
like,
the same
show.
thing with Archer. I'll watch it with you guys, but I'll never watch it alone.
It's because it's so stupid. On the surface, it's so stupid. It looks like such a silly show, but the continuity, the attention to detail, the story.
Yeah, it's for a show that's kind of like,
It's bigger than
air
what it is.
quotes silly.
Yeah.
It's really smart.
Yeah.
It's
I love the
very
fact
smart.
that it's improvised. I like that.
Yes.
That's
Not
cool.
well. I mean,
well,
there's one episode a season that's improvised.
okay. Well,
Well,
the
like
rest of it
that's
is-
like
a lot
start
of
to
it is ad-lib.
you
finish.
can edit this part out.
A lot of
Yeah.
it is ad lib.
Yeah.
They got there's a flow to it. Like they got a story that they got to tell, but how they get there is based on a lot of burps. So,
Which you just did, and you covered
but
it
I
up.
tried to cover up in the microphone. Yeah, thanks.
The
Every
mic-
time I try and cover up something, I always get called out on my shit. So,
the microphone foam.
yeah, no.
That's right. It's
It's
seeping in.
because this recorder is too damn good. It just picks up all the subtleties in my voice.
Your voice is kind of sexy,
I feel like Barry White. Talk like Barry, beat like Barry.
baby.
Yeah. I've also become a big fan of it's anime, so like you probably won't like it, but I just like the satire of it and the fact that it makes fun of all these anime shows. One Punch Man. No?
Never.
Yeah.
Heard of it.
Yeah, you've seen it.
I've seen it with you.
No,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah.
He's just a ridiculously overpowered hero who is a hero for fun because he's bored and he's trying to find something to give him a challenge because he kills everything with one punch.
Get it? One Punch Man.
Yeah, and
Yeah, thanks, Jack.
It's Steve. I'm going to tell you this right now. I know that Steve likes it for one specific reason, and that reason is the cuts to and from commercial when they do the when they just play like a heavy metal riff, like a 2-second. And
Steve
they're
just
back.
headbanged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't break your glasses.
Again.
Yeah, again.
How did
But-
that happen?
Oh,
So-
no, we were at Joe's house.
We were
with
at
that.
Joe's
Our
house.
friend Joe.
And
He's the married one.
Yes. Shout out to his beautiful wife, Katie.
What's her name?
Katie.
Katie, right?
Katie.
Kalick.
Kalicht.
So what happened was I was headbanging because I got
Yeah,
very
to what
excited.
song?
Fat Lip from Sum 41.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
It was a major, from back in the day,
Throwback.
right? So I got excited. I was headbanging, and my glasses,
Projectile
it
off his
flew
head.
right off my head.
Yeah.
I think it might have hit the ceiling, or
Like
at
a
least
Scud
almost
missile.
did, and right down and broke.
The question here that most of our listeners are questioning is: were you hammered?
Not yet.
Yeah, I don't think I was
No,
actually. I
that
think I was
was the
just
beginning
really
of the night.
excited.
That's how the
Yeah,
Excitement.
That's how the night started.
yeah.
That's a great point.
But yeah, coming back to the whole thing about the adult cartoon, I feel like it just goes. First of all, it's funny to see kids sound like adults.
Oh yeah,
You
no, I
know?
see what you mean. Yes, I was just going off on a. You're gonna.
I was gonna say it's funny seeing kids like do the adult stuff in cartoon. I don't like it in real life.
No, I feel like
What
if
do
it
you
was
mean?
a live
Repeat
action
that?
show,
Like, okay, like in a show where the kids all like, "Oh, I'm a kid, but I'm super smart, and I know how to fucking
live
log into
action.
Facebook." Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
okay.
no, I can't watch that.
Yeah.
But in a context like Big Mouth in a cartoon and that, it's fine. I don't
Yeah.
have a problem with it. That's just me. I don't know.
Johnny feels like he's about to shit all over you.
Probably, yeah.
No, at all. I lost my train of thought.
Oh,
Oh god. Okay, cut the commercial. Do I have to improvise a fake
Oh, I
commercial?
was-
Welcome to this is hey everybody, just a little ad here for Mife Tiles condoms. Mife Tiles condoms, almost as good as everything else out there.
Shout out.
Yeah, when you're in doubt, better off using a paper bag.
We're back.
And we're back.
What I was gonna say was, correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm sorry, I got me back up to straight face.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but was South Park the first adult animated show? Like adult, I mean like
Yeah, I think
fuck
it
like
might.
curse words and shit.
Yeah, I think it might have been.
I want to say no because I feel like just because we think it's one thing, it's not. It's not that. So I'm gonna say no, but I can't think of.
But you also don't have an answer for me.
Yeah,
so
so I'm just a piece of shit.
You're just a
really.
piece of shit
Yeah.
against me.
Guys,
Yeah.
What do you think?
Do yourselves a favor. First of all, yes, I think it was.
Yeah, the originator. It's like 23 seasons.
Yeah, fucking long.
Yeah.
It's a lot of construction paper. That's how it was animated at the beginning.
Yeah, I remember.
But have you guys seen the documentary about that show? 7 Days to Air.
No.
No.
Oh,
But I remember
Or 6 Days to
huge.
Air.
You know what's weird is that I've never watched an entire season of South Park, but I'm a huge fan of the movie.
Oh, yeah, the
I
movie's
love the
great.
movie. The movie's hilarious.
the movie's
bigger, long. I was
just the fact that
I was
Saddam
7 years
Hussein.
old when I watched that
Oh
movie.
god, it's so good.
I was 7 or 8 years old when I watched that movie.
Yeah,
Didn't
was
I
fun.
watch that with you?
Definitely not. I was with my mother. My mother snuck me into the movie theater.
So who the
'cause
fuck did I watch it
you,
with?
you probably watched it with me on DVD later in life.
Maybe.
I've
Yeah.
always wondered how kids get snuck into theaters.
Well, I was a small kid. I wasn't as fat as I am now. No comment.
I'm round two, so
No, but were you? Was there a movie your parents brought you to that was like an adult film? Not
Gladiator.
not an ad-
Backdoor Sluts 9. No.
So I should have rephrased that. Adult. I mean, R-rated adult
R-rated.
film that your parents. So Steve said your parents took you to see Gladiator.
Yeah.
My dad would not make my mom let me to go see
I
Gladiator.
think I went to see Bad Boys 2, and that was R-rated.
But
Yeah,
he
but that
wait,
was like you were in high school when that came out because I was in high school.
but he
I
let you watch
still
Eddie
couldn't
Murphy
get in.
Raw.
What?
He let you watch Eddie Murphy Raw.
Yeah, my dad.
Shit. Okay. No.
I watched a tangent very briefly. I watched Eddie Murphy Delirious when I was 7.
Delirious. Sorry.
When I was 7, and I got completely obsessed. And you know how I was like, at the time at the video rental store, they had the VHS, and I was like, oh, this guy looks really cool. It was Eddie Murphy in the red suit, right?
Got that leather.
So I was like, this looks really cool. I was like 7. My dad's like, okay. So we rented it. I think I watched it on a loop all weekend for the rental. And then I discovered Raw. I was probably 8.
And then when you went back to school on Monday, you were
was
like,
saying-
hey, how's it going? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I was saying pussy jokes and stuff. But the thing is, for me, an R-rated comedy or
Hi, Miss Carmela, you have a pussy.
for me, an R-rated film that I remember watching as a young kid was I was in Florida, and my parents took me to watch The Birdcage.
Oh, that's a fantastic
Steve
movie.
hates it.
Well, I mean, it's probably all the homosexuals. That
Oh
he's
my
never-
God.
I'm just saying, to be real.
Well, I watched it a long time ago. I don't remember it.
You gotta watch it again just
it's
for Hank
hilarious.
Azaria. Hank
It's-
Azaria and Nathan Lane make that movie.
Robin
Yeah.
Williams,
Robin
is
Williams,
really good in it.
he's fucking ridiculous.
But that's what I remember, and I remember Titanic.
I watched that too in
I,
theaters.
I was 6. No, the first pair of tits I
Yeah.
ever saw on screen was Kate
Yeah.
Winslet. Shout out to Kate Winslet,
fantastic.
who keeps showing her tits in every movie
Yeah.
that she makes.
Good for her. Yeah, but we've seen them. I feel
It's
like once
enough.
it's out there, no, but once it's out there, it's out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you really got nothing
Yeah.
to hide behind other than your tits.
Yeah.
So
So Steve, you was Gladiator. Your parents, your mom and your dad.
That I could think of, like in theaters, I
Yeah.
could think of Gladiator. There might have been something before, but
I
that
feel
could
like
Gladiator came out in 2000, right?
Yeah.
So you were 10.
yeah, 9-10.
I feel like Steve, even during that time, had
Shocked.
so much honor in him that when Maximus was reciting that whole "My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius,
Father to a murdered
murdered
son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have
Commander
my
of Felix Legion." You know that when he did
And-
that whole loyal servant to the real
Emperor Marcus Aurelius.
and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. Steve was probably standing up during that entire scene, and that was a bone chilling delivery.
I was
That was
definitely
fantastic.
hard in that moment.
There are two deliveries of monologues that I really love. That's one of them. I found like that one was really intense.
What's the other?
And the other one is Al Pacino at the end of Scent of a Woman when he's
oh,
shredding in the auditorium.
Mm.
You know, and he gives that line. He's like, if I were the man I was 20 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place. Then he hits him with that, you know, I'm too old, I'm too tired, I'm too fucking blind. Such a great line.
oh man.
Yeah, that was a fantastic movie. But yeah, like I picture that. I picture you just standing up on the seat during.
No, you know what monologue I really enjoyed actually in Gladiator at the beginning when he's addressing the soldiers before the first battle. Oh yeah.
That movie was incredible.
Oh my
when
God.
that movie
I haven't
came
watched
out.
it enough times. I don't.
Every time
I've-
it's on TV.
I've seen it like twice.
That
It's-
movie for me is like Serendipity. Whenever it's on, I'm gonna watch it.
Oh.
You
Or
sound
Top
you sound
Gun.
like my mother.
Or Top Gun.
Not for Top Gun, for Serendipity.
You don't like Top Gun?
No, I do like Top Gun. I
love
like
Top Gun.
Serendipity as
Danger
well. But
Zone.
you have a thing, Tom.
I
for-
love John Cusack.
I love John Cusack as well.
High Fidelity.
That's probably one of my favorite movies.
Yes, exactly.
High Fidelity.
Exactly, it's fantastic.
But you have a thing for romantic
I
comedies.
am a big.
rom-com.
I'm
guy.
a big. Ask my girlfriend. I love rom-coms. I love rom-coms.
What's like your favorite rom-com?
I mean, Serendipity's definitely up there.
It's a great one. Kate
It's 'cause
Beckinsale and John Cusack are very
Eugene
good.
Levy in it. You know what I mean?
Eugene Levy.
Yeah, Eugene
Is
Levy.
it it's Jeremy Piven.
No, Eugene. Yeah, Jeremy Piven's in it too. But Eugene Levy's the salesman. Where the gloves?
Fuck,
Where
I
they
don't
bought the
remember.
gloves?
Oh yes.
You-
Oh,
you can't,
yes.
sir, step behind the line,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, you're very.
You
That was
know?
like the American Pie days.
Yes, there's Eugene Levy, and there's the guy that played Ian in My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
John Corbett.
That's it. He's in that movie too, and he's. Excuse me, we're trying to film a podcast with your engine.
It's also we're trying to record it.
I'm a film recorder, whatever. It's on tape.
Snob.
Still waiting on those
But yeah,
camcorder donations.
Serendipity, man, is definitely
Up there?
definitely up there. Yeah,
For me, it's my best friend's wedding. I think
that is a very good.
love
one.
it.
That's-
Love it.
that's-
It's so
yeah.
much fun. Every time I watch it, I'm just like, fuck. This is such a great rom com. Julia Roberts kills it, and Steve's raising his hand as if we're in class.
Steve, I
Because-
hope you have a favorite.
Because I have a question. Because does
Is Gone in 60 Seconds a rom com? No. Is Fast and the Furious a rom com? For car lovers, it is.
Yeah.
forgetting Sarah Marshall, would that
Oh,
not
yes,
count?
that's a rom-com,
So
yeah.
like how that is?
Yes,
That's
yes,
a raunchy
yes.
rom-com. Yeah.
Definitely, I'm
Yeah.
right. That for me, that's like one of my favorite. Like
It's my
Comedy
it's my
ever.
it's my favorite comedy.
Yeah.
yeah. I think
Like-
I mentioned that in another
like
one.
Favorite
but
comedy, really?
wow,
forgetting Sarah Marshall, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
That's
it's very funny.
it's hilarious.
I remember watching it in high school with some friends, and they didn't laugh during that.
I watched it
movie.
in the movie theater.
It was
with my
so
mother.
good. That even I Love You Man is a great movie. Anything Paul Rudd's.
Paul Rudd.
They tend to be good.
Yeah, it's the whole Judd Apatow era.
Yeah,
Of,
he doesn't do
films.
that anymore.
Because he takes his time now. Now he's about to release a new film.
Are we gonna
next
watch
year.
that?
I'm already in line. Judd's one of my
iPhone 12,
one of my
huh?
heroes.
Here he
Yeah.
is.
Judd's one of my heroes.
Oh man, you should. I hope you meet him one day.
I hope I meet him too, and I have the balls to go say hi to him.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
'Cause he's literally the same distance as you and I are right now,
Oh
and
my
I
God.
froze.
And he'd be there, and he'd be like, "Hi, Judd."
Oh, and
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Can you come on my podcast?"
Excuse me,
Judd,
I'd like
please.
I'd like you to record a thing for me for a video that I do,
What?
Mr. Apatow.
Yeah, you can just stick to Judd if you don't know how to pronounce it. It's fine.
Oh, it's not a pattern.
Sorry, Judge Judd.
But yeah, no, I guess Steve likes a
Yeah.
rom-com. I guess. Well,
Yeah.
he's very
Forgetting Sarah
successful.
Marshall. That's Steve.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably can't get a better quality comedy / romantic movie. Movie.
Is there nudity in there?
Which is
What?
movie.
Movie.
Hoppity. Yeah.
Would that really what you never
Yeah.
really watched any rom-coms that you're like
Never
fuck,
watched
this
like
is
50
actually-
First Dates or
No, I well
Like The Wedding Singer?
Mickey
Oh.
Blue Eyes, The Wedding Singer.
Mickey Blue
yeah,
Eyes.
Wedding Singers. Guys.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yes.
The one that you like.
I like them all.
Sahara.
Oh my. Mel Gibson.
What women
Oh,
want?
What Women Want.
That
Yes.
movie is great just for the soundtrack.
Great
Oh.
movie. Nancy Meyer is
yeah.
is a great
Oh,
director.
she killed it. And
Yeah.
you know what women and they did a What Men Want.
Yeah, I
too.
didn't see it yet.
Yeah, no, don't do it.
It's also an African American version. Can I say that?
I don't know.
Or black? Which one's better?
I also want to
I
point
would-
out.
Damon.
Thanks. Steve.
Continue, go, because I like swallowed air and beer at the same time.
Oh.
I don't know. I like just black better because
Okay, I'm okay with black too.
because I don't know. We're not in the
the South.
The States.
Also, what about all the Africans that are
And
not
whatever.
in America?
Yeah, like it's too complicated.
African Canadians. Yeah,
I don't think there's.
You know.
Oh, I turned myself off.
Oh shit.
that happens often, doesn't it?
Unfortunately.
One of my favorite comedies is There's Something About Mary. It's not one of my favorites. I think it is my favorite comedy.
I haven't seen it.
It's a very good comedy.
Wow.
I love
Well, whose fault is that? Not mine.
It's not my fault. You don't live at my house.
Looking
Just-
at you.
Just
Not yet.
Get with the program.
Not yet. Steve's gonna be stopping by a bit more often now to watch that movie.
I know it's crazy.
In terms of favorite comedy,
Well, you said forgetting Sarah Marshall. So I don't
no.
know what the fuck you're trying to
Like
think.
as a wrong, what he said. Sarah Marshall. Steve said that. I'm sorry.
Did you lose the mic? You lost the mic.
Yeah, I'm using it as a pointing tool now. Comedy itself, well, forgetting Sarah Marshall is really good.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. What makes a great comedy? Dead air.
I feel like
for you, like I don't even know how. I don't even know.
Well-
I'm asking the question. I don't even know the answer.
Well,
it's it's got to be well written.
it's all about dialogue.
It's all about
Yeah.
dialogue, and it's 50% dialogue, 50% delivery.
you know what? Okay, delivery, yes, dialogue, obviously, but like, a comedy is successful when somebody could identify with it. They're like presenting a thing that everyone understands, and they could laugh about it.
Yeah,
You good there?
yeah.
I'm laughing because holy shit, we're doing a podcast.
It's like he's back on the CLAV comedy stage. Oh man, Ja, say your joke. Well,
Let's break the roof.
everybody watch my mic penis. No.
I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's all about dialogue and delivery.
Yeah, you got it, and you
Has to
and you-
be also
it has to
think outside
suck
the
the
box.
audience into
Yeah.
the joke. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
like,
that's
there's
what I was
bad
saying.
Comedies. What's a bad? Give me an example of
Oh,
a Freddy Got Fingered was a bad
Yeah.
fucking comedy. It didn't make sense.
Well, because I mean, people don't generally play sausage piano,
Or
so
do
I
that-
don't connect with.
Or when he
With
he
it,
runs
you
out
know?
of the bathroom, and he's like, "Father, I found treasure, Father," and he's dressed in full scuba gear, and he made a necklace out of a bar of soap and rope. And he's like, "I found this in the toilet, Father. I found buried treasure." And you look at it, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
It's also sometimes like I think like how the fuck did these movies get like greenlit?
But we
You know,
were
and how did we
talking
get
about
money
that.
about that? How do you get that type of $1 million of budget, and you go make a shit movie?
How did they make Gilly?
You know how much the budget of that movie was?
Ridiculous.
I'm gonna go tell you what it is
Oh
right now.
my god!
You
It's
guys
like-
continue talking.
but
Give me a
it's,
second.
Wait.
Swingers and Maid.
Oh my god!
Maid
yes.
costed like $500,000.
But what great
Swingers?
comedies?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it's a drama, really. But
So here we go. Sorry, Swingers, the Vince Vaughn, Jon Favreau film. all right?
Yes.
Budget $200,000.
Jesus.
It made $4.6 million.
Jesus, talk about a fucking amazing.
Okay,
Yeah.
Made, which is also with Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau,
It's
directed by
fantastic.
Jon Favreau. Was 2001. Okay, a $5 million budget, that one, and it made $5 million. So that didn't really make that much.
Oh, that's what?
It was
But-
more because everybody else from.
But because Made wasn't as wide release as Swingers.
Oh, okay.
But now if we go to Gigli,
Oh god.
2003. Everyone's familiar with the Gigli movie. It's J-Lo and Ben Affleck, Benifer, as they called them back in the day. So how much? So I'm just curious to know how much do you think the budget of Gigli was?
I feel like
Oh, no.
Just so- just-
comparatively, it was probably like Avengers quality comparative.
So listen to me. We have J-Lo, Ben Affleck, Al Pacino. What's the budget, Tom?
I don't know, 60, 70 million.
I'll say 100 million.
Okay, 75.6 million.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Oh,
How much
no.
did it make at the box office?
$50.
Steve?
I'll say 50,000.
7.3 million.
Oh, my god.
What was that movie? We saw a movie that made like $1,000 at the box office. What's it again? No.
No, The Room made money.
That movie's.
But yeah.
Oh.
it was Michael Cimino,
Yes,
the
yes.
director of the Deer
The Deer
Hunter.
Hunter.
So, but also, let's just while I do this research, $75 million budget, you made $7 million.
That hurts.
Maybe they were rolling blackouts.
Like, go
Heat waves.
hide somewhere.
Heat waves in the valley.
That's why Martin Brest, the
Great
director of that
episode.
movie, has not made a movie since. I don't think he's made a movie since then.
He shouldn't. He put
He
fat
made
shit out.
Meet Joe Black, the 3-hour movie with Brad
How
Pitt.
did he do Meet Joe Black and then that?
God fucking
I never
knows.
watched that whole movie.
Meet Joe. It's too long. It's like my mom loves it because Brad Pitt's in it. I mentioned my mom a lot this podcast.
He's a phenomenal actor.
Brad?
Yeah,
Brad's
of
Brad's
course.
good, yeah.
I just want to say, I was talking before about people connecting to fucking comedies, and I realized that doesn't actually it's not entirely true because I love Super Troopers. The fuck can I connect with that? But, you know.
Well, you're super.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
a trooper.
I hear.
Okay, never mind. I take that back.
Steve, look at this.
So,
just solving problems.
Oscar-winning director. I believe he's an Oscar-winning director. Definitely an Oscar-winning filmmaker. Michael Cimino. Okay,
Oh yeah, Mikey Chims.
Mikey Chims.
Yeah.
He directed Deer Hunter with Robert De Niro and Chris Rock and
John
John
Cazale.
Cazale in '78. Okay, about Vietnam.
David Duchovny.
The last film Michael Cimino ever made was called Sun Chaser. Okay,
What did it air in 4 theaters?
the cast consisted of Woody Harrelson and some guy named John Seta. No idea who that is. The budget. This is in '96. The budget was $31 million. How much money did it make at the box office?
Under 2,000.
Tell him.
$21,000. I have right now. 31 million, 21,500 at the box
The
office.
studio must have said we will never.
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers probably told that guy,
That was the last Cimino movie ever
"We'll
made.
never, ever make you direct a movie ever again."
He also did a movie called
Who
Heaven's...
produced it?
Give me 1 second. He also made a movie called Heaven's Gate with Chris Christopherson and Jeff Bridges and Chris Walken. The movie was 219 minutes, so it's a bit over 3.5 hours. I wish you could see Tom's face right now. The budget, this was in 1980. The budget was, so this is a movie called Heaven's Gate. If anyone's watched this, I've never seen it. It's literally one of the worst films ever made. That's what it says here. Okay?
Okay, before you say, I just want to highlight again. This is in $1980.
1980, the budget of this movie, $44 million. 1980.
That's honestly 44 million. It's probably 200 million right now.
It made at the box office $3.5 million.
That's horrible.
This is 2
That's-
years after he made The Deer Hunter.
But how?
How many million?
40 million. I don't know. 44 million.
Okay, let's say 44. Wow. 44 million in 1980. What does that equal to now? Let's calculate for inflation. 2019 and year.
Yeah.
19.
Do a little
Little
research.
calculation.
Yeah.
44 million.
44 mil, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Plug it in.
Oh my God! It's $136 million.
Yeah. So just imagine for a 3.5 hour movie that 10 people saw. And literally critically panned as one of the worst films ever made.
Oh, wow.
And just so we're clear, Cimino won the Oscar for Best Director for Deer Hunter in '78.
2 years ago.
Wow.
Oh, 2 years before.
He made Deer Hunter and he made The Rose with Bette Midler, which were both critically and commercially successful. Cheers to that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wow.
It's crazy. Even Geely in 2000, what did I say, 3 or 6?
Yeah, 2003.
75 million to make a fucking movie like that. I remember sitting. I saw it in the movie
We'd
theater.
probably be able to make a better movie with like 3 or 4 million.
100%. I remember watching that in the movie theater with my mom. And you know what's the worst part about that fucking stupid movie? Is that there's a scene in there that I will never forget. Where J-Lo tells Ben Affleck who she's dating at the time. That's the whole thing, right? Oh my God, they're in a movie together. They're star power that's going to make all the fucking money in the world. No. That's not the key to success, Hollywood. They figured it out now. But I'm sitting there, and J-Lo tells Ben Affleck, something that's along the lines of like, oh, how do you look at your nails to see if they're long, right? And if you extend your hand out like this, I wish you could see everybody. If you extend it like towards, you're doing like a stop with your hand, an outward stop with your hand.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Means you're a bit of, gay. But
What?
yes, she says that in the movie.
What?
Along those lines.
What?
Because men are supposed to look at their nails inwards, like you're supposed to do like a claw,
Okay, I
and you look at your fingernails instead of Gigli,
He does.
Ben Affleck's character.
he does this.
He does the outward.
Yeah.
Oh, like he's looking at his ring.
He's looking at his ring.
Okay.
That scene has stuck with me for my entire fucking existence.
You gotta start watching other movies.
Why?
Every time, dude, I've seen thousands of movies. That scene, every time I cut my nails, I'm like, fuck.
But why? What could be happening in the movie that happened?
Something happens. It's a callback, is what it is, Steve. Something in the movie happens at one point. J-Lo's like, "Oh, you look at your hands like you're gay." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's like, "What?" She's like, "You should be looking at your nails like you're like I explained, like a claw."
Yeah.
So that's always stuck with me out of that stupid fucking movie.
That's absolutely crazy.
But there's also movies that are horrible that people love. Not
The
like
Room.
Gilly. Well, The Room. I saw it once.
cult
I'm
classic.
good. I'm good though. I saw it once.
But you know what? I find like the way that we watched it was fantastic.
Yeah.
we saw the double feature with
Yeah,
the,
that
with
was
disaster
fucking
artist.
long. That was a long night.
I had fun.
And it's not about fun, Steve. It's
Steve
about the
also
length of time.
sleep deprived. So
Yeah.
what are we at now? What are we at as far as minutes?
As far as minutes, we're done. It's
How
41
the
minutes.
fuck
man.
did
Look at
that happen?
Yo, I feel like
we just started.
for like 20 minutes.
Shout out to Gilly.
We never came up with the formula for a good adult cartoon. No, we did. I'm joking.
Did we?
No, I think we were talking about what makes a good comedy. We never answered that question. We just started ripping.
Well,
into
no,
bad
we
comedies.
went with dialogue and a good script.
Yeah.
think
Then
the
I gave
casting-
an answer that I negated later.
Good casting.
The casting, but also the thing is with comedies is that it has to be somewhat different than everything else you've ever seen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why some work better than others.
Yeah.
Tangents, I'm telling you.
You know what though? Like, if you think of it, all movies benefit. Well, not all movies. Most movies. I'm trying to hold on, guys. I got a sneeze coming. I don't know when it's gonna come.
Are you coming?
It's not coming. It's gone. I find that like action movies, you need a bit of comedy. Remember those action movies?
Like Lethal
from,
Weapon.
I was just
Money
gonna say
Talks.
Money Talks.
Yeah,
Money
7.
talks.
but
Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon, okay, like Lethal Weapon 4
Yeah, that's good.
was fucking good. Just with first of all Jet Li, you know.
Shout out to Jet. What's he up to?
Oh,
Jet,
I
you listening?
actually watched the video. When was it? Yesterday. Jet Li, something with his health. He has like hyperthyroidism or something, and it,
What?
like fucked his body a little bit. And he's just not as. He still does stuff, but he's not.
Is he Chinese, Steve?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Because I was asking you because
Yeah.
culturally
I thought he was
significant.
Korean,
Oh God.
not Korean.
Vietnamese?
Vietnamese.
But
Anyway.
Jet Li, I mean, it's pretty.
What about
Is it Lee Jet?
No.
Well,
the whole,
yeah, if that would be,
yeah.
I guess so.
That's
Yeah.
weird. Like when they did Zhang Ziyi, but not.
Well, I was
Li
just
Zhang.
gonna ask about Zhang
About
Ji.
it.
Where like?
Oh, how do you
where's she
say
at?
it? Sorry, I said it wrong because of course Steve knows how to say it
What?
properly.
I don't know.
How do you say her name, Steve?
Zhang Ji.
Yeah, I said Zhang Ziyi. Like they would do it in the trailers.
No,
and
Zhang.
Zhang.
I don't know. I could be wrong. Though
No.
I know. You know.
You know a lot.
Well,
you know a lot, Steve. You're,
yeah.
you're trying to
He's
be
very cultured.
You're being very humble. Is what you're being.
Steve is the closest one out of all of us to yogurt.
What does that fucking mean?
There's cultures in yogurt.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, like the Balkan yogurt.
Oh yeah.
You know,
or the Icelandic yogurt. Skyer,
Icelandic.
very nice.
Also, there's the
Very
Greek yogurt,
Oh,
I've heard of that.
Mediterranean.
frozen yogurt. for the white people.
Yeah, that's it. Technically, that could be any yogurt, but just in Serbia. Yeah, that's it, Steve.
No.
You laugh.
You know,
away from
talking
the
about
mic.
Serbia
Goga Sekulic, right?
and her panties.
Oh my.
So, we're
yeah.
we're gonna do another another tangent here,
Yeah.
because time is running out, and time is never on our side.
Yeah, some can say time is of the essence.
Time is of the essence.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's that time again, ladies and gentlemen, for Hype Man Steve's ethnic song of the week. Now, Steve, please remind us once again, what was the song that you chose last week? But before you do that, Tom, remind everybody what your ethnic song of the week was last week. Slowly.
So last week was one of my favorite songs of the genre from the queen herself, Goga Sekulic, with her classic Gachice.
Which means panties.
Yes.
The Queen.
Well,
The queen of Serbia.
I mean, after kind of, you had Setsa, then she had legal
Who?
troubles. Setsa.
Tsetse.
Tetsa.
Setsa. CECA.
Laugh away from the mic. Don't make the people hear your laughter. Don't make the people hear you. Don't bless them with your high-pitched laugh.
So, for me anyway, after
After
Setsa,
Setsa, yeah.
like Goga Sekulic was like the queen of turbo folk, or is.
Wow.
Maybe
Yeah.
Did
it
she
might-
dominate the charts over there?
Might be the only one on the chart.
No, there's plenty. I'll as we go on, I will share.
If
as
you'd like
many
to
as I
follow
could.
Steve on Spotify, shout out. You may, and you can see all his playlists.
Yes, he's.
It's still Palstead?
On
Or is
Spotify,
it Stephen Palumbo?
I think it's my name. Yeah,
I just said your last name.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's okay. Identity theft's very common nowadays.
That's a good point. Yeah. So,
you know.
so Steve, hype man.
Yeah.
What is your,
Still no
there's no
fucking
more Swedish
Swedish
fish.
Call Sweden, tell them they're closed. We just canceled them.
So Steve, what is hype man? What is your ethnic song of the week?
So this week, this song, I think it's a very strong song. It's a song that pulls you in, like you're there and you fucking feel it, like right in there, right in the
Please
chest.
Make it be from Cisco. Please make it be from Cisco.
So the song is Hayalet by Demet Akalin. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right because there's no dot on the I, so I don't know if I have to pronounce it differently.
So how would you pronounce it?
I don't know. I'm just
so
saying.
you're assuming.
I am assuming. So
Steve
maybe
is assuming a culturally diverse thing.
I know, but
what's the song mean?
What's this? Yeah, is it a woman first of all?
yes, it
Of
is.
course it is.
What's the
You're
name
such a
again?
ladies' man.
The what?
What's the name again?
Hayalet.
Hayalet. How do you spell that?
Hayyalet.
Sounds like you're about to say highlighter.
Hayalet.
And so yeah, it's a very gripping song. It
It's a
means
gripping
ghost.
And are all the sorry? Where's this person from?
She is from Turkey.
Turkey.
So this is Turkish pop.
So are they obsessed with just like one panties, ghost? Like what are they? What are they trying to do?
They
Oh, no,
made
you
their
have,
song
like,
main attraction.
You have like longer titled songs.
Do they in those countries have?
Okay.
What? How is that racist?
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Those countries. What does that mean? Those
Do
countries?
songs in those countries have titles like in North America with the brackets?
Yeah, except it doesn't really flow when you translate it to English. It's probably something like, like
Panties.
trapped. Hashtag ran out of quarters.
Because it's something like a I can't get no satisfaction.
Yeah.
Does that exist in those countries?
I
Sweden?
can't think of that, but I'll keep my eye open.
Fantastic. Please
for
do
now.
so. It could be like ghost brackets panties.
Okay, are you gonna ask me what it's about? Because I actually looked it up this time.
Wow. Why are you giving us attitude?
Because
What's
you
it
caught
about?
me off guard last
All
time.
right, so go
What's it
for it,
about,
Steve.
hype
What's
man?
it about, hype man?
Okay, so
Take it away.
So some guy's not treating her right, and she finally gets fed up, and she's like, you know what? I don't need none of this shit. And the whole thing is that she's a ghost to this person.
Did you drop your phone?
I did. I'm gonna retrieve it.
Wow, that's actually.
Tom, what are you doing?
No, I'm just putting away a thing.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
we, 'cause
uplifting.
We hear it. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just putting away the amp.
So it's uplifting. Do you relate to this song?
I mean, I think we've all had a guy do us dirty. So
Yeah. There's the episode name right there. There it is. Oh God! It's like
Is it a guy that was dirty? Is that what you said?
I think we've all had a guy do us dirty.
Oh God!
So it's so it's very uplifting. Are most of her songs uplifting? From what, or is that the only fucking song that you know about her?
No, I know a bunch of her songs, but I don't translate all of them because
Can we
I'm
put
just
it in
like,
brackets for the title. Do us dirty brackets. I think we've all had a guy.
Steve, are you okay?
I will be.
Oh, so it's up.
How do you come back from that?
It's a poignant song. Is that what you would say? A poignant song? Not a.
I mean, I wouldn't quote myself saying that, but I'll agree with you anyway.
But is it uplifting?
Well, sure. I mean, because
Are most of her songs like that, or are the other ones like more like Party Central songs?
I don't know because I don't translate all
You
of
don't
them.
translate all.
No.
Did you translate just that one because you listen to it a lot, or?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes because like I'm not the type of guy where it's like, oh my god, the lyrics of this song. I don't give a shit what people say in their songs as long as the song. No, for real. As long as the song itself is like good, like I could be like, oh, this is like sick, whatever. And I don't care if they're like, oh yeah, and my hardships. I don't give a fuck.
The thing here is that Steve is very passionate right now. Very, very passionate, and it's almost like he's way too passionate for this person. And what was the? Just give us the title and the artist again.
The song is Hayalet. Again, I don't know. I could be saying it wrong, to be honest, but I'm gonna go with that.
I feel like your guess is probably the best one.
And the artist is Demet Akalin, who is also a veteran of the genre.
Turkish pop.
Yes.
Wow.
People are gonna if there's any takeaway from our podcast, we'll probably be more famous for our music referrals than for anything else.
I mean, we're gonna pretty much. I guess it's a good. We've all had guys do us dirty, so we may as well end.
While we reflect on that.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to add to reflect on that, Steve?
I think I'm good.
Tom, Chef Tom.
Sacré Jersey, guys. Show up. Be. I can't translate it from French like that, so be
Sacred
plentiful.
Thursdays.
Yeah.
That's what you want to leave the audience
Yeah.
with. Well,
yeah, it's happening.
I guess what I'd like to leave with is if a guy is doing you a hardship,
Put him in brackets and do him dirty.
that's our show for this week. Talk to you later.